Scott. I'm obviously running to be the police chief here. I'm originally from Oklahoma. I came here about 20 years ago after I met my wife. She was my pen pal during the Gulf War. We've been married for over 20 years. We have a 13-year-old son, and I have been blessed with a 7-year-old daughter that challenges me every day. And we live in Farmington, Minnesota. So it's a community to be about the same size as Faribault. A little bit different, though. It's more of a bedroom community. Doesn't have as many businesses and things like that as Faribault does. I have been in law enforcement for over 25 years. I worked in the Air Force first as a security police officer working customs, immigrations, and narcotics, guarding the President of the United States. I've been blessed enough when I was in the military. I lived in many different countries, so I'm very diverse. We're Japan, Guam, Korea, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, and I got to work with the different cultures and learn many different things. So I think that, along with Andy, has helped me in my career. And when you're dealing with different cultures and being diverse, it's important to understand what it's like to be a foreigner in a foreign country. You know, they look at things totally different than how we would, so that's very important to look at. I went to work after I got out of the Air Force with Hennepin County Sheriff's Department. I worked in the jail and as a detention deputy. I finished my 2-year degree initially at Emory Hills Community College for law enforcement. Then I got promoted to a licensed deputy, and I worked in the jail. Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of movement at that time. I determined that I really wanted to get out and be more involved in law enforcement and not just work in a jail facility. I wanted to be a patrol officer, and because I'm a people person, I like interacting with the people. And I thought, you know what, I was very picky. I was not going to just apply for any department, so I chose Apple Valley at the time, and I lived in Farmington, and I got hired with Apple Valley. I've been there for over 16 years. I started off as a patrol officer, and then I became a field training officer and a detective, and then I was promoted to a sergeant. And as a sergeant in Apple Valley, we're very unique. Even though I'm a patrol sergeant, I really have 75% of my duties are administrative duties. So I am deeply involved in all the computer issues, whether it be Logis or whether it be working at a different records system or mobile systems and things like that. I'm also in charge of all the purchasing for the department. So I buy the police cars, the light bars, I buy all the equipment for the department. And I work with the budget on an extensive portion of my job. And I think it's important that when you work with the budget that you understand that it's not your money, it's the city's and the citizens' money, and you have to understand that. And you have to try to save every penny you can. I think it's important that you do that. And I've got that knowledge of working with the budget. I have really looked at Faribault for a long time. In fact, I was really interested in it when Dan Collins got the job, and I believe it's a good fit. It's comfortable to me. It's something where you can walk in. I went and spoke to some of the citizens in the community. I spoke to Mr. Milo Larson about the diversity program. I even met with Mr. Ali, who's the Somali executive director of the center, and I talked to them just to see what it's about, what the community is about. Walked around, and I'm very comfortable with it. It feels like it'd be a good fit for me, because that's important. It's important for it's a good fit for me just as well as I'm a good fit for the city. I have several officers that actually live here and grew up in this town, and you get to talk to them, and you feel from them that it's a great community. It's a blue-collar community. I grew up from a blue-collar family. My dad was a plumber. My brother was an electrician. So hardworking, 40 hours a week, and then some kind of family. And that's important to understand that, to have that background. I like police work just as much. I like getting my hands dirty, getting involved, and taking care of things. I think that's important. But you also have to care about the community and be a part of it and interact, you know. If it takes going out there and eating 600 pancakes, by God, I'm the man to do it. You know, whatever it takes to be involved in the community, because I think it's important that a chief be a part and be out there because they're an ambassador of the community, and they got to be out there and be seen. So I will be here tomorrow if you need me to be. I will go the step extra. Thank you.